Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And we're looking at some lights. You know why? Because I got an idea. Just kidding. Anyway, I'm up at the neighbor's place. I finished up on the pump system and all of that, and got all the electrical solved, so the electrical is done. Now, the one problem that was with this light was that there was no switch for it, so you had to screw and unscrew light bulbs. So I added a switch right there onto the light so that it could be turned on and off that way. Now, originally we thought that maybe those switches down there were wired up to there. But after some investigation, I found out that lamp cord up there, which runs through the attic somewhere, is what powers those. So that's coming from direct hot power out of a box somewhere in the other room or whatever. And that's not going to do us any good. So the shortest way of fixing this was put that little push button in there. And Tony's hand is going to reach up there right now and show you how it goes on and off. That's on. That's off. Lights on, lights off. Clap on, clap off. All right. So we got that done. And I got the pump hooked up. So now this place is under pressure. So I'm going to have Tony come in here. I put a T-valve up on the shower head because those little stops on those shower heads don't really hold the water from coming out. They always leak. So I put that T-valve up there to make sure that it holds the water from leaking out of there so that there's not a waste of water. So Tony's going to go in and turn the shower on so you can see how much pressure you have now with the new pump. You got to turn the valves on down below. Oh, you got the lever shut off. There you go. All right, so there's still a little air in the line, but now you got some pressure. You can take a shower. You don't have to run around to get wet. All right, so he'll shut that off so he doesn't waste any more water. No, you can leave that one down. Just shut it off there, and that's it. Okay. So now it's got positive shut off with no leak. So you can actually get your valves down here set to the right temperature that you like, your favorite temperature, and then just shut it off up there from now on and turn it on from up there from now on. And then you can, if you want to save water at the time of year where you're using a lot of water, you can turn it on, get yourself wet, shut it off, soap up, turn it on, rinse off, so forth and so on. So that's how you save water. So anyway, those valves are much better at keeping the water from dripping. All right, so I'm gonna move out of here and I'm gonna head up to the pump area, and then I'm gonna yell back to Tony down here, and he's gonna turn the faucet on so you can see the pump run, and then he'll shut the faucet off and the pump will fill up the pressure and shut off automatically. So I'm doing most of this video so that the property owner who is out of country can see how everything is working. Now we're still going to trench and bury this conduit line. I just laid it out and we got it marked for digging and trenching. I'm going to be renting a ditch witch to do that because this is really rocky soil, and digging by hand 100 feet of run is just not real pretty. All right, so here's the pump, and let me make sure you got a good view here. Okay, Tony. Wow, big explosion. Turn the faucet on?
Yeah, that's her.
Well, you didn't use hardly any pressure because the pump didn't come on.
Kick it.
Turn it on again. Well, apparently the 5 gallons of water is plenty for him to run it for quite a while before the pump needs to run. There it goes. So now he's going to shut it off, and the pump shuts off. Isn't that nice? So now there's 50 psi of water in all of the faucets at the house, including the hose bibs outside of the house. And that's the way to be. We got this pipe insulated out here, and the backflow valve is underneath this hump right here. That's so that the water pressure won't backflow into the tank. That will keep the pump running and cycling on and off all the time. So I put a backflow valve in here to make sure that that's protected. And as I told Tony, for the first month or so, until around, well, the time change is on the 14th of March. So that would be a good time to say, well, after that, you're totally safe. But because I don't know what all of the plumbing is in this place, I've seen some real imaginative connections of plumbing in here. So to make sure that when he's away from the cabin, that a pipe doesn't, or fitting doesn't come across, or there's no more radiator hoses buried underground, to always unplug the pump and shut off the tank water right there as he goes away. And then when he comes back, he can turn it back on again. That way he won't be away from here when that stuff happens. Now, after a month of doing that, because he doesn't leave every day, but after a month of doing that, if everything is still holding, then he's going to be fine for the duration, and that'll be it. Now, down on the other corner there where I showed you that the pipes were repaired, that I had to replace sections of pipe because of the radiator hose connection that was underground there. That was not a safe connection. So I finished the piping off by hard piping it into place. And, well, here's the garden hose, the hose bib, so you can see. We can turn that on, and there's plenty of pressure here. Yep. So that works great. But this piping over here, this all has to be wrapped with pipe insulation so that if the temperatures drop below freezing, that doesn't freeze, because this is a sealed unit now, and if that freezes, the ice has no place to expand to, so it would pop the plastic pipe here. So using plastic for these things was just a cheap, fast, easy way to do it when the person originally put this together. The proper way to do this would have been to have this whole thing piped in galvanized pipe. Of course, to repipe this whole place would be a little expensive, so this box covers that stuff to protect it, but it needs to be insulated anyway. So Tony's going to pick up some pipe insulation at the Home Depot next time he's out that way and apply it to that, and also apply it to all the exposed pipe up by the pump. That'll help keep them warm enough so that they don't freeze in this climate, because we don't really have the super deep freezes here that people get in other places. And by the way, since the winds died down today, and there's supposed to be no wind more for at least the next 10 days, but you can see all the way across the valley down there. Isn't that nice? Yep, you can see the mountains. A lot of the snow is melted. You can see the mountains over there that still have snow on top of them. And over this way, almost all of the snow is gone, because it's really warmed up nice today. They said it was only going to get up to 54 degrees, but it feels warmer than that, if you ask me. So anyway, that was a look around. I'm glad you had time to put that stuff in. Thanks, Bear. All right, everybody. This is G Bear saying, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day fixing all of the wind damage down at my place that I showed you in an earlier video today. And the greenhouse held up, like I said, so that's a good thing. But I've still got some things I've got to clean up and take that screen house down and save the parts to that, put those away, because I'll find something to use that stuff on. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. This is G Bear signing off.